Hey guys, what is going on? RedMaster, and welcome back to another episode. Hello, excuse me, of TV commentary. We are in or at least the beginning of February 2020 for the February 2020 season. I feel like I just said the same thing twice. And clearly, I can't speak English very well for this episode. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into match number 1, coming at you right now. Alright, so here we go with match number 1. It is going to be Wazz taking on King Lomingo, so a little bit of Crusader Warlock taking on some Ninja Druid. Not a popular choice, Ninja Druids, but we'll see if they work out for Wazz. Looking like Lomingo's going to start off first. We got a pretty burn-heavy hand here. Bolt, 2 Disintegrates, and a Flamestorm. Meanwhile, Wazz opens up with a Lumberjack, so looking for some draw. Lomingo, though, is going to say no to that. Going to immediately Disintegrate, which is kind of aggressive in my opinion. I don't think one Lumberjack draw is going to kill you. But what do I know? We'll see another metal go out, and that means a blacksmith will show up. So, alright, getting some global buffs established on the field. We will see another Disintegrate from Lomingo, though. So, again, pretty impressive here in the opening moments. Looking to, pretty much have complete control. Lock down the board, if you will. So, we'll see if that works out for him. You see Lomingo go ahead and take back his turn after Wazz passes. Lomingo going to go ahead and take the opportunity to Headless Horseman the castle a little bit there, as well as throw down a Lumberjack, so getting as much little, castle chip as he can in the earlier stages. Wazz going to open up with a Centaur, not a very strong use of the companion, but that's okay. Anything to kind of bring up some defense, if you will. And again, that's why Ninja Druid, not the best. Sometimes the defenders are quite lacking in terms of strength. I mean, you do have some other things that are down the line, but that's not going to be enough in the mid-game stage. We do see a Miner open up from Wazz, in response to a Tarius file. We do see a Banshee come out to block the Dwarven Miner. We'll see if Wazz makes the trade. Looking like he will make that trade, so Lomingo going to go ahead and get an Alpha Strike from that. Very nice. We'll see how Lomingo responds. He's going to open up with a Flamestorm, so kills off his Tarius files, gives him some extra cards. Monk comes out to heal off the remaining damage from the castle and looking to charge the enemy. Wazz is going to respond with a Swordsman that looks to not intercept the Monk, however, though. So I guess maybe fear of potentially losing the Swordsman before he can make a big play. So he's going to opt to stay away from the incoming unit as Monk takes a little chip out of the castle. Arcanon General comes out, Blue Firebolt damages that Swordsman even more. We'll see how Wazz is going to respond to this. He will throw out a Mana Core. Alright, so it's a Spirit Link action. Some Bestial Rage, so there goes the Monk. Lunging attack, alright, so a little bit first strike action and another Bestial Rage. So that way the General looks to be dying as well. So we do see, yep, just like that. And meanwhile, the board belongs to Wazz. We do see Lomingo clean this up quite well, though. Dragonfire going down, plus Flamestorm to avoid any Spirit Link shenanigans. It is a bit of a, loss in the burn department, but hey, he doesn't have to deal with a Super Swordsman anymore, and we'll see how Wazz picks this up. Kuru, not a bad start to pick up where Swordsman left off, though. We'll see how well Wazz can utilize the Kuru, maybe some more first strike shenanigans. We do see a Chaotic Storm hit the board, so 2 landing on Castle, 1 landing on the Kuru. Meanwhile, Lumberjack and General looking to intercept the Kuru now that Lomingo knows where exactly it's hiding. We'll see if maybe a first strike is in store. We do see a Panda. Alright, not the first strike I was expecting, but hey, that's quite alright. We do see Kuru take a chip out of the castle. Shadow Slip, a great way to protect his investments there. And a Faithful Drake to pass it back to Lomingo. Shadow Slip, very nice to sort of, protect Kuru from dying. I think Kuru is going to be a valuable card moving forward in the matchup for Wazz, so looking to not lose that is a good start. General and Lumberjack coming back out to intercept the Faithful Drake. Panda reintroduces itself, bounces back General and Lumberjack back. Throwing out an Armory as well to get some increased damage dealt with, and Panda looking to join the fun as well. He could have thrown Kuru out at this moment instead of Armory, but I guess, he wanted more damage, if that does him anything. Arcanon General, Lumberjack, Alpha Strike looking to clean up that Faithful Drake and draw himself another card there. Disintegrate as well, burning off the Panda. Panda, not the beefiest boy he used to be, so that, of course, will be a loss for Wazz. Wazz looking to bring back out the Kuru, and we do see another Armory come forward, so for whatever it's going to do, we do see Arbiter and Flamestorm in Lomingo's hands, so it's pretty much over, but we'll see. General walks into Kuru, Drain Life being used on the castle there. General picks up the buff. Kuru gets smacked. Andrew gets a buff thanks to the Lumberjack Last Will activating. Wazz takes his turn back, and we'll see how he decides to end it off. We got a Mordok. Alright, that could do some big damage. Horseman ends the game, actually. Will he not? Yeah, no. Banshee. Alright, so, alright. I mean, he was close. Wazz had the idea. Mordok rushes in. The circumstances needed for that, though, were a perfect Horseman, meaning Horseman would have been summoned from Mordok, and Horseman's initiative would have hit Castle for a, that could take down the rest of the health. But we didn't see that happen, and Lomingo walks away with the victory after arbitering the castle. Not bad. I do think Wazz was in a little bit of trouble in the earlier stages. A lot of oppressive burns from Lomingo's side. We did see a lot of things like Disintegrate, Blue Firebolt, Flamestorm, Dragon's Fire. And that's how Last World decks can be sometimes. Like, sometimes it can be pretty burn heavy, as you can see with this one. To kind of just keep control of the board to the point where your opponent really can't do a whole lot. So that was certainly the case for Wazz here, as he was really able to pull off the things that he wanted. We had some right ideas. We could have saw a really big swordsman comeback earlier on in the matchup, but unfortunately, Dragon's Fire, Flamestorm, devastating combination together and put that down before it got anywhere further. So, with that being said, a great win, again for Lomingo, and with that, we can jump into match number 2 and see what that match has in store for us. Alright, and match number 2 will be Noobalicious taking on, and I hope I get this pronunciation right. I hope it's Zatsuuky? Zatsuuky? Maybe? I don't know. If I butchered that, I do apologize, but it looks like to be a Crusader Warlock taking on a Pirate Warlock, so yet another Crusader Warlock deck. We'll see if it's another Last Will deck. Do see Noobalicious open up the game with a Master Thief, alright, not too bad, a little bit of extra gold. And he positions himself not really too aggressively there. We do see Merchant's Favor got played for a turn 2 Armory, it looks like, alright. Quite aggressive, but, I mean, we'll see if it pays off. I don't think Zach can burn it right away. Metal, alright, maybe Blue Fire, nope, gonna be a Knight of Flowers. That will mean a Dagger Storm, I think, considering that, I think, they seem to be a pretty, like, in-your-face deck, so I potentially, we could see a bit of a early win for Noob here. Not too sure. Zat does bring out the Blue Firebolt, does hit the Armory, so that way, of course, units are going to get a little bit weaker, but we'll see if that affects Noob at all. Does bring out the Dragon Knight instead of the Offering. I personally maybe would have gone with the Offering on the lower guard, since it's not really doing anything right now. Could have gotten some more resources, but I understand you kind of wanted to keep up with the momentum, kind of keep pushing as much as you can. Do see a Knight and Heavenly Shield, so that combination will take down the Hassan City Guard. I probably could have seen it taking down the Master Thief, but, maybe he was afraid of the burn. But Blue Firebolt plus the Sun City Guard will kill off the Knight of Flowers anyway. Dragon Knight, Master Thief, going to go ahead and take a little bit away from the castle. Faithful Drake moving as well to get in the action. Offering finally being used on the Master Thief there. We do see Sea Witch and a Witch Bolt as a result of the draw. Furnace Knight comes out. We do see a Dragon Knight hit. Alright, we'll maybe Faithful Drake. I think Faithful Drake going to go into the castle, right? Alright, no, maybe not. Witch Bolt going to go ahead and take effect, and that means... Oh, that doesn't mean... what am I saying? Doesn't mean that Drake's going to get some damage in. So, Sea Witch comes out, looking to fill the void that Faithful Drake left. Another Furnace Knight from Zatsuuky, so maybe more of a Knight focus, considering we've seen 2 Furnace Knights so far. Dragon Knight comes out, Grotesque Offering onto the Dragon Knight. Alright, so that's I mean... Yeah, you want more resources here, especially since you're running on 2 cards. Or not even. You had no cards before. Anyway, Zach going to throw out a White Knight plus Courthouse. Alright, so things are moving in quite nicely. That does confirm, I think it's going to be a Buff Knight deck that Noob is going up against here. Although I don't know if he's going to be able to... maybe he can outpace it. I don't know. The third offering hit the Skeletal Pirate. You see a Tunnel Escape and a Dagger Storm. So, of course, one of those is landing on the castle. Or at least Skeletal Pirates, anyway. Dwarven Miner going to come out as well to block the incoming White Knight, looking to avoid the burn from the Furnace Knight, or the Inferno, excuse me. Dagger Storm comes out, 2 hits the White Knight, 1 hits the Furnace Knight, alright, that's fair. Stables comes out though, make that 2, so these Knights going to get a whole lot of power from that. White Knight going to be restored to full health here, Furnace Knight taking a detour, hitting the Sea Witch in the back there. Witch Bolt comes out, does a little bit of burning on the Courthouse, excuse me, from Noobalicious, excuse me, and of course Faithful Drake, Skeletal Pirate looking to take away some of those buffs. Fat Bard coming out to do a little bit of buffing of his own. Miner trading into the Furnace Knight for, I guess, reasons. I'm not really too sure. Zat responds by hitting the Sacred Quest on the White Knight there. Knight of Flowers comes up, Darkbender comes up, ignoring the stuff on his face. White Knight going to come in for 3 damage. Furnace Knight taking another chunk of 5 as well. And that's kind of the that's an idea. You can of course completely ignore your opponent's units if you could figure you might be able to push the advantage here. And we do see Faithful Drake coming in, killing off the stables, avoiding the buff there, or at least I guess. Hold on, some things happen. Faithful Drake takes out the stables, which takes away a couple of buffs here. Skeleton Pirate hitting for Castle. Not really too significant there, just kind of furthering the game. Although Noob does pull off a pretty significant mistake here, in my opinion, as we can just rewind 10 seconds. We do see the... this guy here first. Bard should have taken the kill here. He should have taken it away, so that way Sea Witch, would have not died. But I don't think it really matters anyway, considering... what's on the board here. Although, I mean, who knows? Who knows? The game actually probably could have gone a bit longer here if Noobalicious actually took the trade with the Bard, because of this Furnace, the math now perfectly lines up for Zat to win, even without a buff like Stables or Armory. He probably could have drawn one. Hell, I don't know if he did in that hand of his, but yeah, Furnace Knight should have definitely been removed here, even if it cost you your own global buff. That way you could have been kept in this game and maybe force some of these guys back here to turn around and go after what you have on face. So, yeah. But as you can see, Furnace Knight does take the 2 damage from Castle, and no matter which way you look at it, Knight of Flowers comes in. It could do 4. Darkbender does 4. That's 8. White 2 finishes off the 10 health. So, personally, I do think while it was still a great match, it was quite aggressive from Noob. I think his deck is interesting to say the least. But yeah, I think the Furnace Knight should have been definitely taken out in those last few moments there. He could have been kept in the game just a little while longer. I mean, maybe he thought the buff was there, so he just kind of figured, I'm not going to win this one anyway, so I might as well throw it back. But if he was being a little bit greedy just to keep buffs on the units there, if it's going to cost you the game, don't take that risk. I do think that if you are, you can always make some kind of comeback. But that mistake definitely kind of not really too helpful. But with that being said, I think I've pondered, or at least I've stayed on this for as long as I possibly could. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our match, last match at match number 3, and see what that one has to offer. Alright, and the final match will be nattymits taking on Jonah, so a little bit of Viking Pirate taking on Viking Warlock, so we'll see which of the Vikings prevails. We do see none of them able to play a card first turn, which is fine. Natty going to go ahead and pass it back to Jonah, even though, Rat Hovel could have been played there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but okay. Jonah responds by coining out an Unholy Altar, so we'll see what Natty responds with, looking like a wizard. Alright, very nice. A little extra range. Not too bad, not too bad. Jonah going to go ahead and throw out the Acolyte, as well as moving up his zombie. Not too aggressively, looks like. He can take his time with that one. Hovel comes out now, plus Dagger Storm. Dagger Storm hits all 3 on the Acolyte, so that will, of course, be a bit problematic for Jonah. Jonah looking to probably have to use his Acolyte this turn, which he will. Spawns a zombie, which actually is a very nice little play here. Cloak of Ice going to freeze off the Wizard and the Rat Hovel. Considering the Rat Hovel spawns first, they do priority. So, of course, that means zombie throws off that entire section of the board. Doesn't matter, though, because Rat King exists, and that will clear off the zombie. Not only the zombie, but the Acolyte as well, I guess, because he's greedy, and leave him with a couple of extra rats. Jonah passing it back on his fifth turn. We'll go ahead and bring out, killing off the zombie, but brings out the Necromancer, which buffs all the other zombies. Not going to really be, well, I guess that does provide a little bit of extra protection. We do see 2 armories in Natty's hand, though, but I can only play 1 this turn, it looks like. Wizard going to go ahead and kill off a zombie. Rat trading with another zombie. Remaining rats looking to move up. Rat taking a trade to another zombie, although not really necessary, but okay. Jonah going to go ahead and move up that weakened zombie, and a Darkbender looking to, I guess, use it in some capacity. Cultist moving up as well, although that's a mistake considering that Armory is in Natty's hand, making that double Armory and a 3/3 Rat that will kill off the Cultist. As you can see there. Lumberjack coming out as well. Wizard finishing off the damaged zombie, and Jonah will throw it back after a little bit of board movement and some castle chip. Yep, he will take back his turn. We'll see what he's able to do here. We do see an arc fire enhanced by the necromancer, I believe, not the necromancer. I think Darkbender definitely, maybe necromancer. I'm not too sure if necromancer is considered a mage. We do see Banshee come out as a follow-up card. Zombies being held in the back, it seems like. Maybe a Rakanoth in Jonah's hand for later. Frost Giant freezing off one of those zombies. Rat killing off, or at least trading with the Banshee. Wizard killing off the Banshee. Maybe that was a mistake. I think the rat wasn't needed, but okay. Lumberjack comes in, hits Castle a little bit. Daggerstorm throwing around on the board. None of the bigger targets hit, though. Darkbender and Necromancer unscathed, as both zombies taking a little bit of extra bleed damage, if you will. Mordok comes out in response. Lumberjack gets hit. Banshee comes out. Not enough to kill that wizard, although when the armory does get burned, so the wizard will die. Darkbender going to go and hit one of the rats there, and it will be passed back to Natty. Natty with a good wins play here, just in a moment. Kicks in. Yep, there it is. So wins comes in, brings everything closer. Wizard takes out the Mordok. Frost Giant given a clear path to take out the Darkbender. Rat going to go ahead and not really do too much, just make way for Southport. That will kill off the Banshee, giving Jonah a Phantom Strike. So a little bit of extra range now in Jonah's arsenal to use for later. We'll see if he uses that now or in the future perhaps. Do see a Mordok come out from Jonah now, which will hit the Frost Giant, moving him back in position for the zombie kill. Wraith comes out, finishes the Wizard. Probably could have been, more efficient to hit the Armory, but in that circumstance, it's fine to just hit the Wizard directly. We do see a Mordok come out from Natty's side of the field, enhanced by the Lightning Blade, although I don't really think that's necessary, but I guess he wanted to keep the rats. Let's see. Mordok brings forward a Horseman, which actually gets a great hit on the Necromancer. It does weaken all the other zombies, and kills off the Mordok, which was on 1 health, so very nicely done there. The Horseman looking to block the incoming zombie, or at least protect the armory, excuse me. Arcfire burns off the Mordok, enhanced by the Darkbender. Zombie kills off the Horseman. Banshee comes out, and that will be the turn for Jonah. Natty looking to, I guess, just hand dump here. As you can see, another hovel being thrown out, followed by the Swordsman. So looking to kind of present a big threat thanks to the Windy Hooks deck. Maybe it's, well, I don't know if it's a Windy Hooks deck. It does have Winds. I meant to say I meant to say that Winds was, enhancing Swordsman as a threat, but that came out wrong. Lich comes out after Darkbender burns off the armory there, and as you can see, the Swordsman and Rat frozen off. Can't really do anything. We'll see how Natty responds to this. Lumberjack comes out, chips away the bench just a little bit for some draw. I'm pretty sure Rat's going to come out and trade with that after the Dwarven Miner does his thing, killing off the or at least weakening the Darkbender, excuse me. And, of course, Jonah gets a risky business. Not too bad, although not really, I guess, what he was looking for either. Darkbender going to go ahead and float right over the Dwarven Miner. Of course, Freezing Pillar goes down. Phantom Strike being used and will kill off the Hovel. Of course, Freezing Pillar doing a good job at freezing off the Swordsman, making sure it's not playable at the moment. But here is where the deck gets really explosive. In 3, 2, 1, Ragnar. I probably should have timed that countdown better. But anyway, Ragnar comes out. Big chain energy here, as you can see. Zombie gets hit, and boom. 5 chain to nearly Jonah's entire board. Only things being spared are the Freezing Pillar and the Darkbender is frozen thanks to Lich's last will. And now Jonah's going to figure out some, kill this Ragnar without the chain being too devastated. We do see a Vampire come out. Does kill off a Rat. That's going to be a problem. And see another Vampire come out. Hits the Rat, and I think that's going to be the end of the game. Ragnar can hit face and do 7 damage. And, of course, sudden death means that 7 is all Jonah's going to have by the next turn, giving Natty the win. Very nicely done by Natty. I think holding on was very nicely done. I think that's pretty much the way I can really describe how this match ended up going. It went from Natty creating some kind of, minor advantage with the wins play, kind of bringing things closer to a bit of a problematic situation, considering that her swordsman, or I don't know, he or she, the swordsman kept getting frozen off, and the Darkbender was getting quite aggressive, losing armories and hovels. But Ragnar providing the big chain energy needed to kill off the castle. Very nicely done from Natty. So with that being said, I think it's going to be a good place to leave off this edition of TV Commentary. And with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy this edition of TV Commentary. If you guys enjoy the matches, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, if you haven't already done so, be sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Share with your friends, of course. Subscribe if you are new to the channel or haven't done so already. The best way you can support the channel is by clicking that subscribe button at no extra cost to you. With that being said, guys, that's going to do it for me for now. So, until next time, stay gaming.